So I decided to make an ultimate co-op guide for this game. I wish I would have done it closer to launch, but whatever. Here we are. In case you don't know something about co-op or you're trying to figure out how to play with your friends, something like that, I'm going to cover all of those things in this video. First thing you need to know is open the menu and go to multiplayer. Here are all your multiplayer items. You'll use different ones of these for different things. I'll show you how to get these in just a second. We have this Furl Calling Finger Remedy is how you make summoning signs appear in your world around your feet. So if you want to search for one, or your friend's one, it's going to be, you go to where he put it, or she put it, and use one of those. You have the Finger Sever, which will end the session and kick the other person out. And we have the Tarnished Furled Finger, which is how you leave a summoning sign on the ground so someone can summon you to their world. I'm also going to cancel that so nobody summons while I'm making a video. Then we have the Small Golden Effigy, which is where you go to one of these summoning signs, and then you use it to send it to the summoning pools like that, so that people can summon you. Also, I don't know how to cancel it now that I did. Hopefully no one summons me while I'm making a video. Anyway, so you'll put that by one of these, and then people can summon you so that you can help them with bosses and things like that, in case you're feeling generous, or just want to get farm runes with them by killing bosses, I think. I think it gives you runes. We also have this one, the Duelist Furled Finger, which is how you can duel your friends. Putting this one on the ground lets other people who see this sign will be able to actually manually summon you to their world. I assume they have to use the Fur Calling Finger Remedy to do that. That's what I had to do to get my friend's one to appear, so I assume that's generally how you do that. We also have the Small Red Effigy, sends a competitive summon sign to several nearby summoning pools. So you would go to one of these pools, and you would use it by the pool, and then they would activate the pool, and then it would hopefully summon you to duel them. Then we also have the Bloody Finger, which is what you might be used to from a Dark Souls game, which is you just put it on the ground in an area where you want to invade, and then you just wait. Also, I'm screwed. It immediately invaded somebody. Well, I'll be right back after that PvP session's over. Also, once you invade somebody, and I'll tell you how to get all these items in just a second. I'll try to go to that right after this, but when you invade someone, you look for them, and you go try to kill them. Right now, somebody's dueling 2v1, and also, if you're not close, you can't find them, it'll have an item down at the bottom, the Phantom Bloody Finger. Just go ahead and swap to that. If you go swap to that and use it, if you can't find them, it'll reposition you and hopefully put you closer to them. Alright, it's over. Also, every time that you win one of those, you will get another Furl Calling Finger Remedy, so if you run out, you can always just duel, or invade people, or duel, and win, and it will give you one. Now, where do we get these? Well, the first one, there's also one more thing. In order to write messages, you'll need one, but you physically can't miss it. It's at the start of the game on a dead body, and that will give you the, I'm trying to find where it is. It's in here somewhere. This page? It's in this page somewhere. Here we go. The Tarnished Wizened Finger. It's right at the start of the game. There's a dead body. You can't leave the room until you grab it. Next are all these. The Tarnished Furled Finger, Small Golden Effigy, and the Finger Sever. Well, in those, they're all around the starting place. One, I think you get from any summoning pool. The first time you ever interact with a summoning pool, you get 2 of them. Or maybe it's just this one right here. If you don't have them, then just go to the one at the start of the game at the first step. The other ones, it's possible you missed, but any normal player will grab them. For me, I've done like speed runs and things and stuff before, so I would just run right past it without thinking. But in this church, if you go down this lift, actually I can just go straight to the Grace. I think it's Stranded Graveyard, maybe? There's a Grace down here by one of those things where you can use a key at in order to open a secret passage. And when you're in here, right over here on this body will just be some loot. It will have, I forget which ones of these, but after you loot that and go to a summoning pool, you'll have all of these things. Then it's just how do we get the Duelist one and how do we get the Bloody Finger so we can PvP. Well, these ones we'll start with because they're easy. The Bloody Finger is going to be a nightmare. So you're going to go to get the Duelist one. You're going to go up here. So you're going to go to Gate Front. You're going to go up this path, and then you're going to hang a ride at the Stormhill Shack. Go to the War Master's Shack. Okay, that's where we want to go for this finger. Alright, we're at this place. Also, we'll get to how to play with your friends in just a second. I'm sorry if that's what you came to this video for. We will cover that after I cover everything else. Alright, so from here, you're going to head up this road and go to this building. So that will be north. You'll find yourself going underneath of a giant bridge. Also, you will see, if I watch carefully, wolves will fall out of the sky. There's magic flying wolves in this zone. So we're going to head north. And then up by this building, once you go under this bridge thing, you'll see up by this building right in front of the doors, there'll be a body. I already looted it. Also, an invasion will trigger here, so be ready to fight an invasion if you go here. All right, so up here, I already looted it. There's a body right here. This body will have the duelist furled finger and the small red effigy. Those ones will let you duel people like we talked about. Now, for general invasions, there are ways to just generally invade someone, but this is the one that will let you do it an infinite number of times. So first thing you need to know about, we need to head back to the first step. So at the first step, if you're newer to the game, you might be familiar with the guy who is right here. If he's not here, well, you're further into the game. So what happens is there's this guy right here. If you killed him, I don't know of another way to get a bloody finger without a new game plus. Maybe there's another way, but I tried looking on the wiki and everything, and I couldn't find additional information. But here's what I did to get mine. So there's a guy right here. You just ignore him. You don't even worry about him until you beat a little bit more of the game. You'll go through this castle, you'll fight some boss named Margit, you'll fight some boss named Godric. After you defeat Godric, and apparently this is not the only way, but after you defeat Godric, you come back to this guy and talk to him. And he'll tell you he wants you to go to the Knights of the Round Table or whatever. Go rest at a grace, and hopefully Melania, or whatever her name is, will take you to this place over here, the Table of Lost Grace. If not, just go run off into Caelid somewhere, grab a grace deep in there, she'll think you'll have beaten a bunch of the game, and then she'll take you to the Table of Lost Grace. After beating Godric, a door will open back here to the west, and in here will be this creepy lady, and you'll talk to her, and then after you're done talking to her, she'll tell you all about remembrances and stuff. Then you'll go back to the first step afterwards. Now when you come back, this guy is gone. He should be gone after that. Well, now that he's gone, you're going to head up to the northwest to a place right here on the map. The nearest fast travels are Fallen Ruins of the Lake, South Rea Lucaria Gate, and Temple Quarter. You're going to head to this spot on the map. Just if you have the Fallen Ruins of the Lake, just go straight west from there, and there will be a church right here. All right, so this is the church right here. He's gone for me. I don't know. It's okay, though, because I already did his missions and stuff. You'll talk to a guy who's right here at this point, and he will give you a quest to... I don't remember what he does. He have you go talk to the lady, whatever, just listen to what he says, and then say... no, you already did. You already talked to the lady. It'll be the top option. Whatever the hell he says, there's two options. Pick the top one, or it'll screw it up forever, okay? I don't know. And you'll New Game Plus? I'm not sure. So pick the top option, and he will give you some temporary fingers. I forget what they're called. Whatever he gives you, you're going to use them to invade, just like I showed you before. You just use them, put down a sign, wait for it to invade someone, and then go invade somebody. After you use 3 of the 5 fingers that he gave you, then what you will do is you will talk to him again, and just whatever he says, just pick top options, okay? And at that point, after you've invaded 3 people and you talk to him again, he'll give you some cloth. Then with that cloth, you're going to head up to the 4 belfries over here on the map. There's a grace at the top, or you just run up whatever way. The top one has a chest. You'll open the chest, and it'll give you one of this item that you need in order to use these things. Then you're going to head over to the one that I'm looking at right here, which is the third, like the second highest one, sort of. The one furthest east, furthest northeast, and you'll use the thing you just picked up from that chest on this, which will let you do a sending gate. Sending gate will take you over to this island right here, which is where you actually started the game. You'll backtrack. You'll have to defeat the boss from the start of the game that you probably lost to. You'll head all the way up these stairs. You'll go to the top of this place, and that dead body at the very beginning that gave you the wizened finger, you go to that, interact with it, and now that cloth will be soaked with blood. Then what will happen is you will go back to the Fallen Ruins of the Lake. You'll go back to that church. Then that guy will give you the bloody finger. Also, if you talk to him again, he'll give you an item to go to Mogwin Palace or whatever. Mogwin Dynasty Palace. Okay. That's how to get all the fingers, but we're not done yet. That was a lot. All right, let's go on to how to play with your friends. So what happens is, normally, if you do this, it'll just go out to anyone, right? It'll just do whatever. In order to change that, you'll see on the right, it says password, multiplayer password, my current password, group password, and then settings. So settings, you'll go into here and you will change the multiplayer password. In my case, it was poop lol, and case sensitivity matters. If I change that to a capital P, that is in fact a capital P, and the other guy needs a capital P. So what would happen in this case is all lowercase, it's poop lol, and then I set that. When I'm done, I hit OK, and then I go back. Okay, now my password is poop lol, all lowercase. What my friend would have to do then is he or she would also have to set their multiplayer password to poop lol all lowercase. Then from there, if I would tell my friend where I'm at. So I would, for example, go to a Grace like the one up there, and then I'd be like, all right, it's right next to the Grace at the 4 belfries. I'd be like, okay, put my summon sign down, okay? And then he or she would go to that area around where you said it was going to be, and then you would use your fur curling finger remedy or whatever, and then it should appear on the ground. If one guy does it, then the other guy uses this remedy, and that will make it appear on the ground if you have the same password. Then you can interact with it by pressing, I don't know, whatever Y is, Y triangle, or whatever the hell it is on PC, and then you can pop them up and hit OK, and it'll summon them to your world. You can only summon friends in certain places, though. I'm not entirely sure on the exact details on it, but I think it's only where you can also summon, like in certain, tunnels, things like that. If you go to Raya Lucaria Crystal Tunnel, enter the tunnel, and then summon, and generally it'll let you summon. You find those little summoning pools, it'll let you summon there. I'm not entirely sure open world summons and then just running off. I've never actually tried just running off after summoning someone. So I'm not entirely sure, but you guys can troubleshoot that as you go. Now you know how to summon. That's really all that matters. With that, you can troubleshoot it and then just summon again and figure it out. And then for the duelist furled finger, same thing. You have your password on the right. You set down the furled finger, and then only people with that exact password, in my case, poop lol all lowercase, only they can see it. So then I would use it. Then once I told my friend where it is, he would go to that area. He or she would use the furl calling finger remedy, and then the duelist one would appear, and he can interact with it, summon me, and then we can fight to the death. And that is how that works. And then this one is just invading people. Even if I have a password, it kind of circumvents that. It'll just go. This one will just invade. I had a password. It still just went some random guy. And we're not quite done. I still have 3 more items to show you at the end that are not as relevant as the rest of these. These were the main important ones, but we'll get to the last 3 in a sec. Also, on the right is a group password. So what this does, and the real application for this, is that if you put passwords in here, it'll make people more likely to... You'll be more likely to see their signs. So the main practicality for this is, say you're part of a big online group. Say you play some MMO and you have some group of, like, some guild or company with like 200 people or something. You all know each other. You could go within your company. You could go on your Discord and say, hey, everybody who's going to be playing Elden Ring, set your password to Omega Lol or something. And then if everybody has that same group password, then when you're running around in the world, you're more likely to see their signs and their messages, which could be really cool if you're part of a really big community and you're all playing Elden Ring and you all have the same password, that same group password, and you're all more likely to run into each other than you are to run into other people when it comes to these signs and all that stuff. Also, there are 3 more items for multiplayer that you need to know about to complete this guide, okay? All 3 of these are obtained from the Table of Lost Grace. So I'm going to show you how to get all 3 of these last ones. So apparently you can do this anytime. You go up these stairs to the east, and if you jump down to here, it'll automatically have you get invaded by one of the spirits, which I'm going to see if I can totally own him with my OP bleed build that I'm using. We'll see if I can annihilate this NPC. So it's Mad Tongue whatever, Alberich. And he will bow and give me a bow as well. And I will just own him completely with the OP bleed build that I'm using that I'll be showing you guys probably at some point in the near future. But anyway, that's that. He'll give you fur calling finger remedy, but more importantly, he'll give you the Taunter's Tongue. And the Taunter's Tongue is a unique item, a unique whatever, what the hell you want to call it. It lures invaders, and it does the opposite of what happens normally. It makes it so there's 2 invaders and nobody on your side. So you're basically making people invade you, and it will turn it into a 2v1 against you. So it's for people who really just want to duel like crazy, and they think they're super good, and they just want to challenge, and they want to 2v1 people against themselves, like 2 people against you. The other thing that you'll need to know about is over to, is it this side? I always get it mixed up. No, it's the left one. It's the northwest-ish, look like whatever way, this one. And you're going to go back into here, and there's this NPC that sells things. And just by default, you don't need to give them anything. They already have them. They have White Cipher Rings. White Cipher Ring will automatically request for a hunter from another world to come to rescue you when your world's invaded. So if you have been invaded, you can use this, and it'll request it'll like, basically, please help me. And the summon, like, I'm not entirely 100% sure on that one, actually, how it appears to the other guy. I've never had it happen to me, but Blue Cipher Ring will make yourself open to summons for rescue for other worlds. So you use the Blue Cipher Ring, and then it'll, if you want to help people, you use the blue one. If you need help, you use the white one, and it will let those people come into your session. So your goal will be to defeat the invader if you use the blue one. Can I actually use them in here? I can't actually. Oh, I can use them in here. So blue one, use it. You will now respond to calls for rescue from other worlds. And then after that, you just run around and play. And you may just be out in some tunnel and just suddenly you're summoned to help somebody. You come in and you're trying to save the host. That is what those are for. Also, I did some further research on this other finger. Apparently this bloody finger, there's another one you can get that I guess does the exact same thing. I've never got it. But the idea was you go to a place up here. It's a little bit later in the game. Volcano Manor. You go to the Road of Iniquity and go to Volcano Manor. In order to get here, you're going to go this way, climb this crazy mountain. You're going to get to the 9th Mount Gelmir campsite. Go climb on the mountain. You're going to get on from the mountain. You're going to cross this thing, and there's a secret path, sort of. It's really just not obvious. You go all the way to the edge and come along, down like that. To the Road of Iniquity. No, it's not the Road of Iniquity. Take that back. From right here, you just go right here. You get into the Volcano Manor. Apparently, you pledge your services to the person in there, and then after that, it's in a locked room. That's really all I got for that one, unfortunately. I've never done it. And, yeah. But it's the same thing. You can get one or you can get the other. As far as I read, they're the exact same thing. But maybe there's a difference, but I think they're just the same thing. Well, anyway. That makes sense, too, because in case you missed one, you could get the other. So, I don't know. That's what it seemed like. Well, anyway, that's everything that I think to tell you about co-op. So hopefully that helped you out, guys. For any of you who are still this far after launch, didn't know how co-op worked and were looking it up, or if you just bought the game and you were looking it up and you found my guide, well, hopefully that guide helped you out. That's everything I think to tell you about how to get all the items, how to use them all, how all the interactions work, summoning, invading, getting invaded, calling for help, 2v1s, 2v2s or something, all that. That's how you do all that, guys. So now you know, hopefully, everything that you need to know about co-op in Elden Ring.